Hi everyone, welcome to my channel again. Hopefully you're a returning visitor on my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about Adobe Firefly and Substance in the sampler and how I create really fun 4K 3D materials leveraging artificial intelligence as much as possible. So let's get into it. So the first part is going to be about Adobe Firefly, and I have to admit that I really enjoy this part of the creative process when I get to just generate a bunch of really detailed and interesting textures. And for example, this prompt, you can just type in any prompt, and then if you're a little bit lucky, you end up with something that you can use. And for example, one of the things that I typed in here was dust, dirt, grunge, surface. And here it's going to give you a bunch of suggestions that I don't know how actually this happened. Maybe some other people generated these prompts using these prompts or something like that. But you can just try these and see what happens. And I'm going to show you the results I got using absolutely different prompts. I'm using the Firefly image to beta. So now we got photorealistic results. And then maybe add texture. And then we might get something different. Okay, so this one is interesting. I'm going to save this. By the way, you can change if you go to preferences here, you can change your color scheme to dark. So maybe that works better for some of you. What you can do is that you can change the model version. For example, this is the old one and this is the new one. So I actually, for texture generation, the old one works a little bit better for me. That's what I figured. But I have to just explore a little bit more the new version. So here we got a bunch of textures that we can just download. I like these. Let's say what happens. Scratched, dust, dirt, grunge, surface texture. It doesn't make too much sense, but okay. So here you can see that you got these interesting grunge maps. I'm going to download these as well. So the next step is going to be Adobe Photoshop. First, I'm going to show you the library that I generated. Maybe that's interesting. So here you can see these are the images that I generated. For example, this one. So these all came out of Firefly. Some of these are from the new version, I think. Yeah, because these are higher resolution, as you can see. So these are the newer versions. Oh, sorry about this, you guys. I just have a new Windows on my computer and we are still getting to know each other. So these are really interesting, I would say, and they have a huge potential with the new image to material filter in sampler. So just let's check out. Oh, look at this, how nice this is. So let's check it out. What happens if we drop all these things in Photoshop? So when I want to create a new 4K material, and I know that I want to start it with 4K texture, so I don't want to use a sampler to upscale my image. There is a possibility to upscale your image in sampler, but I just wanted to do it my way and just 96, right? Yeah. So I just create a new 4K image, and I just drop my material, like the images that I would like to turn into material, and I will just select 4 of these images that I generated with Firefly. I'm just gonna drop them here next to each other. And now I have these 4 images. This auto select is really useful at this point. And now I put them next to each other. And I think it looks pretty okay. And I just merge them down. Control E. And what you can do is that, oh, this is not seamless, of course. So you can use the rectangular marquee tool and just select the part that is not seamless and just use the generative fill and just generate. And what it's going to do, that it's going to give you 3 different variations, and it's going to make the material seamless. It's going to get rid of all these lines and where it's not matching. And you can choose which one you like the best. I think this works the best. And then you can just merge it down, move on to the next challenge, the next line that we want to get rid of, the seam, as you can say. So the goal is to create a seamless material, of course. And generative fill is like extremely useful because I want to keep all the details of my original image. And now you can see that we have 3 different variations. Which one is, this is the best, I would say, and I just merge them down. And the next step is what I always do, is that I go to filter, other, and then I go to offset. And here you can move your move the image a little bit in both directions. I would say like this. It's kind of okay like this. You click OK, and then you remove the rest of the seams with the same generation. You just click on the generative fill and you don't type anything, you just say generate, and it's going to basically fill this part with the right content. Okay, so here we go. Which one is the best? Here you can see that some of the, some lines are still there, but it's not that bad, I would say. So maybe go with this one. Merge it down. And then let's go to this one. Generative fill, generate. Okay, I like that one a lot. So just merge it down, and now we can check again with the offset tool. How do we look? If you see anything that you don't like, you can just remove it, of course. But we go back to 0. And theoretically speaking, we should have a seamless 4K image. So now I just export it. I always save it as I like to save it as a PNG. This is number 3. And now we are going to move to sampler to check out how this is going. So let's see what happens when I drop this seamless texture into Substance in the sampler. So we create a new material, and then we just drag and drop this file into the viewport, and then we choose image to material. And because it's a 4K image, we don't have to use the upscale material filter, but actually there's an option to upscale the small, lower resolution images into higher resolution. It's also AI powered. So let's click on import. And now we have to wait a little bit, and this is going to generate all the image maps that we need. Oh, that was super fast actually. And here you can see how it looks. Oh, I'm really happy with this stuff. Look at all these details, and it's just like peeling plaster. It's really cool. So what we can do is that we have to check if it's seamless or not, but it actually should be. But if you're not happy with the result, you can always drop a make it tile filter on top, just to make sure that everything is just perfectly fine. A little bit lower threshold. Yeah. Color equalizer, we don't really need that, I think. Yeah, here you can see that I left some, although I'm not sure this is the right thing. And then smoothness. So now it's like 100% sure that it's absolutely seamless. And it looks really fun. So you can just, the shift and the right mouse button, you can just move the environment light around. And you can check the material. Okay, so this is one of the examples. And of course you can export it already without doing anything else. You can send it to Painter, you can send it to Stager. You can also export the image maps. If you want, you can select like JPEG or PNG and you can, just select all the layers. There are other things you can do with this material, which I really like doing. For example, there is something called channel switch. And what it's doing is that you can basically create more contrast, for example, in your textures, or reach a different effect. No, the other way around, I'm sorry. So this base color, you can switch it to scan 1, and then you can change the blending mode here. For example, you can make it subtract, and then we immediately get this really interesting black material with all these details. Oh, sorry, just expose the parameter. You can expose this parameter, which means that if you drop it into Stager or Painter, it's going to have a slider and it's going to be editable. So you can just play around with these settings, and you will see what kind of results you can get. So like, for example, if you set it to overlay, then of course you will have more contrast like this, and then you can just play with the opacity and see what's happening. So like this. I think it's really interesting, and look at all these details. It's unbelievable. So if you're not doing channel switch, we can play with the colors still. For example, replace color. You can just basically replace one of these colors. You can change in the select which layer you would like to work on. So just out of fun, let's change this to something else. So like we can make it like light blue, and now we have this light blue material. So this is kind of fun, but there is something else you can do, and that is also a color filter, and it's called color variation. And basically what it's doing is that it's going to replace all the colors, so you can go as high as you want, of course. And now you can see that that every single color is replaced in the material. Of course, it works with every like all kind of different materials, not just these grungy ones. So that is one more thing that we can do. And for example, we can just go through all the weathering effects and add something like the dirt generator, for example, that material, and then you can see how cool that looks. You can change the color of this, of course, if you want. You can change the color and all the other parameters, for example. Let's go with something soft. Let's put it under the make it tile so everything is styling nicely. Or you can use the erode, for example. These are all very interesting effects. There is one more thing that I want to mention, and here you can choose the material type that you would like to have a shiny or matte. For example, you can change the base value. Of course, you have to wait a little bit for sampler to think about this a little bit, but here you can already see that this is a bit more glossy. Look how nice it looks. Look at all these details. Super nice. And you can also select the category. For example, if you would like this to be a leather material, then you can just select a different category. The default is the grunge, of course. Let's see how this is going to turn out. In the leather category. So here we go. As you can see, it's somewhat different. I really like this. Then of course you can play with the base value, the variations. Let's try something else. Let's see what happens if we go for organic. Okay. So this is a different look. Now you can see what kind of materials you can create and what kind of options you have to play around with in Sampler on these Firefly images, textures. Let's jump into Painter so I can show you how I textured that interesting, undefinable 3D model that you can see in the opening picture of this video. So here you can see that in Painter I opened this model that I already textured. I'm not gonna get into too much details about the other parts of the model, but what I'm going to show you is that what I did is that in Sampler I used the channel switch, of course, that I've been showing to you, and I selected the scan one. And I went to the subtract and I got this really grungy looking material. Now of course I want it to be a little bit more rough, leathery. So what you can do is that you can send it to Substance 3D Painter like this. Oh, that's better if you give it a name actually. Now I cannot do it. Anyway, now it's gonna be untitled. And it's going to end up in your material panel in Painter. So what happens is that here you have to just rename it, and then it's going to have a proper name in Painter. Here is the other one that I created. Leather black grunge, that's how I call it. But anyway, so let's keep rolling. What I did is that I just dropped like a basic rubber material onto my my model in this texture set. And what I did is that I went in there and with the brush tool I just brought back this grunge a little bit. Here you can see. Here you can see how I did it. So basically what you can do is that you can just use it on top of another model. as an extra detail. But of course, I did not want this to be like that. I wanted it to be a little bit more subtle, of course. So I did not use it like this. Oh, here we go, untitled material, and let's try it, how it's working. Yeah, oh, this is interesting. You can of course change the tiling. And then you can add the black mask, and then you can go with your brush, just bring it back here and there, and just change the opacity as much as you want, and now you have this interesting effect. It can be just very subtle, or you can basically work with it as much as you would like to. So it can give, like, I think, like a really interesting effect on any kind of 3D model. You can use it on the wall, for example, or on any kind of character or organic model or anything like that. And it looks really detailed, and it looks like it's built from multiple layers when it's actually just like one 3D material. So yeah, it's very nice. And when you're ready with this, let's say I don't want to do that, but I want to kind of get rid of this a little bit more, like this I would say, like this. Oopsie. Like this. So like you don't want to have too many, you just want to keep it subtle in a way. And when you're ready, then you can just send it to Stager, like send the model to Stager, send to Substance 3D Stager. And here we go. And here is the model, and you can just frame it, drop it on the ground, turn it around. For example, this is how I did it. The same shortcut is working for the environment light, so like a shift and right mouse button. And so the speed you can work with in Stager is actually unbelievable. So when you just want to like create a simple background for your object, it goes like really fast. You can just add the camera. Let's check how it looks with the ray tracing. So you want to do it like this. Okay, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this at the moment, but yeah. You can quickly just add a little bit of depth of field, set a focus point, for example, here on the front. Focal length, maybe. Blur amount is a little bit like higher, so we get these really nice blurs. And then we can focus on the front side of the model. And then you can basically, what I did is that I created another 3D material, but with Firefly that I dropped on the ground. But you can just find some materials from here, from the starter assets that are really nice. For example, this one. If you would like to have some details and you don't scale it up that much. Like this, for example. If you press the E, that is the sampler tool, and then you can just put the same material on another model very quickly. So as you could see, I created a CD scene that is like completely usable if you would like to present a 3D model, and it's unbelievably fast. Let's check the other side quickly. Just for fun, just turn it around. Yeah. So this is how it goes. It's like really super fast. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, just drop it down in the comment section, and I will try to guide you as much as I can and share my experience about this workflow. So, you know, I'm always here for helping. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye!